The YMCA education series is free and open to the public, so we encourage you to spread the word and invite family and friends to participate. We host approximately 8 to 10 of these programs a month, varying in all different topics. This program will last about an hour, and you might find that you have questions during the presentation, which we will be happy to address at the end of the program. When you have a question for the speaker, simply type it into the chat section on your screen, and I will relay the question to the speaker at the end of the program. You may also raise your hand and ask a question for yourself if the chat button isn't working. Thank you again for joining us. And now I would like to introduce Paul to do our monthly meditation series.
Welcome, everybody. So glad you all made it back. Today, I think we're going to try a couple of different focuses. We've actually got 2 left in this series. I'll probably take a little bit of a break after that, but we may come back and do this again next year. But in these last 2, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do next time. We may get into the energy work thing a little bit more, but today I wanted to focus, at least for a part of the session and maybe all of it, on using emotion as a focus for meditation. Those who did the 4-part series in the past have already seen some of these meditations. And in fact, we use versions, it will overlap with some of the things that we've done even in this series. But let me just introduce it a little bit. We've talked about before, when you use the term meditation, that's not just one thing. There are a lot of different things around the world and through time that people have referred to as meditation. In many of those cases, what they're doing is, they wouldn't use these words. I'm using these words because I'm a psychologist in modern day, but everyone has their own language for this in different cultures. But a lot of what it seems to me they're doing is calming a very active, talking, analytical part of the mind, so that we can feel the totality of our consciousness in a way that often gets drowned out by the talking part of ourselves. There is a newer part of our mind that is very good at doing things. It's very good at finding cures for cancer and building bridges and inventing things and all kinds of things that require a great deal of analysis and intellect. And those things are very useful. We don't want to lose them, but that part of our mind gets a little bit crazy and overdone to the point where we don't know how to turn it off. It's almost like a hand that's constantly grasping, and we don't know how to, it feels like it's us, but at the same time, it's not just us or it's not all of us, because we can't turn it off and we can't control it sometimes. You may have noticed sometimes when you lay down in bed, your mind is just yapping at you. And it's like, well, who am I if my mind is yapping at me? It's a little confusing. But one of the goals of meditation is to answer that question of who am I by calming down the part of you that mostly talks over everything else, so that you can experience more directly the totality of your consciousness, which includes the talking mind, but is not just the talking mind. That other part of your mind that is more experiential, that is in some ways older, that is in some ways the aspect of mind that, this isn't entirely true, but in some ways it's, you might say, what we have in combination with a dog or a cat. A cat has consciousness in a way, but it doesn't have a talking consciousness, unless they do it when we leave the room. I guess that's a possibility, but an animal certainly enjoys, a kitten enjoys playing with a ball of string. A dog enjoys finding a vent to lie on. That's more experiential consciousness. It appreciates things, it enjoys things. There's a more emotional way of dealing with the world. You might say, in a way, before the human mind developed the talking part of itself, our way of thinking, or beings, mammals' way of thinking, was emotion and experiential consciousness. So to some degree, we get back to that part of us when we fall a little bit more back into a positive emotional state. The more we connect to emotion, the more we feel the wholeness of our consciousness to some degree. Now, there are different meditation traditions, as I said, and some of them will emphasize emotion, or at least use that as one branch of their work, and others kind of stay away from that and focus more on being a little more transcendent of emotions. But you'll find in a lot of different traditions things like what we see in just our sort of grandmother's wisdom in every culture, the idea of counting your blessings, or a gratitude practice, or something like that. That's one way of stilling the mind and you might say warming the heart. creating a more positive heart by just thinking of things that feel good. We're going to actually start today with a practice that is essentially a gratitude or appreciation practice, but it's coupled with a little bit of a breathing practice. This is a version of the 2 or 3 practices we're going to do today all kind of overlap and have some things in common, but what they mostly have in common is this element of emotion and trying to cultivate positive emotion, but it's a little bit slightly different angle. The first one is based on an organization, I think their name was the Institute of Heart Math. They came up with their version of this. It was very similar to a Taoist meditation that I practiced years ago, so they didn't make it up out of whole cloth. But essentially what they do is they say, breathe in as you're doing a gratitude practice and feel as if the thing you're grateful for, like you're literally breathing it into your heart space, almost as if that gratitude was something that could wash the physical area of your heart with positive emotion. And then you breathe out, and then you think of something that you're appreciative of or something that you're grateful for, and you breathe in again. So for example, if you're starting the practice, and I'm going to let you find your own things, although I may coax you at first to find things that are related to a particular theme like family or nature or whatever else. But when you're doing this by yourself, you can just find anything that feels like it brings you a positive feeling. Anything that is a feeling of an inner smile, a feeling of, this is a good thing in the world. This is something that reminds me of the goodness of life. I appreciate this thing. I value this thing. I'm grateful for this thing. It doesn't have to be some huge thing. It can be a little thing like, I really enjoy looking out my window at the bird feeder. It could be something from long ago or something that's present. It can be something that you're aware of out there in the world or something that you've directly experienced. But whatever it is, it should give you a feeling of sort of inherent goodness of things, a sense of an inner smile, a sense of cheering you up or making you feel a little safer or feeling a little more positive about the world. And what I want you to do is imagine that that thing can be brought into you through your inhale. And when you inhale, literally physically, when they do this practice, I think they even suggested you put your hand on your chest. I don't always do that, but if that feels comfortable, you can do that. And what they have found is that this physical area of the chest, even though we talk about, all through our history, you have people talking about the heart as if it's the center of emotion. And the modern scientific view would be that's just poetry. Really, emotions are up here along with all your other thoughts. It's part of your brain. But what they found at the Institute of Heart Math is that there are things going on literally around the physical heart, particularly having to do with an electromagnetic field that's generated that entrains the mind in certain ways. And when we calm this area of our body, it literally affects our brain and helps us to calm our brain and move from our sympathetic system into our parasympathetic system and into a place of calm and feeling safe. So the actual practice is going to be, you think of something that you feel grateful for or that you appreciate or that you value. You feel like with the inhale, you're bringing that into your chest. Let that feeling of an inner positive feeling, an inner smile just sort of bathe the area of your chest, and then breathe out and then do that again with either the same thing that you're grateful for or a new thing if a new thing comes to mind. And we're just going to do that for a little bit here until we sort of warm the heart and get set for the next series of practices after that, which will continue to work with emotion a little bit. So now just find a comfortable position. Close your eyes or pick a spot to look at gently with your eyes half closed. Start to take just a little bit slower and a little bit deeper breaths, just because that helps to relax the system. Or if you prefer, you can just pay attention to the breath without trying to change it. But as we discussed last time, slower, deeper, rhythmic breathing helps to relax the system. And if you can, breathe in a little bit shorter than you breathe out. So breathe in to a count of 4, breathe out to a count of 6 if you're counting, or approximate that. Scan your body and release anything that feels tense. You need to stretch a little bit. Roll your shoulders. Relax your eyes. Sink into your body in the present moment. And I want you to start by thinking of something in nature that you are thankful for or that you appreciate, something that you find beautiful, soothing, calming, feeling of something just inherently good about a scene in nature, whether that's a flower or a body of water or a mountain or a place you've been or a place you've heard about. And as you breathe in now, I want you to feel as though you're breathing the goodness of that natural place into your heart. And then just breathe out. For the next minute or two, I want you to just continue that practice. If another image comes to you, another image of nature, that's fine. You can breathe a series of images like this, or you can stay with the one that you picked first. But breathe in the goodness into your heart, breathe in the gratitude, breathe in the appreciation, and then breathe out. Feel as though you're washing your heart space with good feelings. Now we move from nature to people. I want you to imagine someone that you're grateful for, someone that you appreciate. Could be someone close to you in your inner circle, a spouse, a child, a grandchild, a friend, whoever. Or it could be someone out there in the world that you're glad you think is doing good works. It could be something not so serious, a comedian that you like, or someone that you're just glad is out there because they're entertaining or they make you happy. But think of a person or a series of people that you're grateful for, that you appreciate, that you value. Breathe the feeling of that appreciation into your heart. Let it wash your heart and through your heart, your whole being. Continue using that focus or allow a series of people to be your focus. Now I want you to turn your attention, and you can define this one in whatever way you want, but turn your attention to your personal life, into things in your life that you're grateful for or that you appreciate. It could be as simple as a comfortable chair that you really like, a garden that you enjoy poking around in, a piano that you love to play, your home, a place that you like to vacation. It could be that you feel secure in your situation financially, or that you're appreciative of something related to your health, but something about your personal situation that you're just glad of, something that life is better because of this. Again, take one or a series of such things and breathe them into your heart. Now we're going to turn our attention to general qualities in the world, in other people, that we appreciate, that we're glad of. I want you to begin by thinking about people who are kind. Perhaps people you know, but also more generally, just the idea that there are people in the world who choose kindness when they don't have to, bringing a bright spot to the world that wouldn't be there without them. Breathe in your appreciation for that, and your affirmation that that's a good thing, your gratitude for the fact that people are choosing that. And you can continue to focus on kindness, or you can broaden to other qualities that you appreciate. People's courage, people's bravery, people's intelligence, people's artistic qualities, people's integrity. Whatever qualities of people are out there that you appreciate, that you're glad of, whatever in human nature you're glad of. Let yourself land on different qualities, breathe that in, and then after breathing out, you can use the same thing again or go through a series. Now, when you're ready, come to just a focus on the heart space, the area around your physical heart, and feel as though there is a smiling energy, that has been cultivated in that area that is now warming your heart and warming your mind and warming your life. Just meditate on that inner smiling, that inner gladness, that inner feeling of gratitude and appreciation. You might say in its raw form, not particularly grateful for anything, just grateful. Not smiling about something particular, just smiling. Many meditation teachers in different traditions would say that getting in touch with this intrinsic happiness is a key goal of meditation, and that in fact that this is our true nature. That we lose sight as we grow up, as we move through childhood and adolescence and into adulthood, we lose sight of the fact that joy is our nature. It's not something that we need to achieve by doing something or getting something. If you look at little children enjoying themselves playing in the backyard, yes, they like good things. They'll be happier if you give them an ice cream cone, all else equal. But there's more of a feeling with little ones that they already have the joy inside of them and they're just trying to get it out, not that they're trying to find it somewhere. As time goes on, we sometimes lose track of that. And it's fundamentally not true according to many meditation traditions. In many cases, the actual term for consciousness has the idea of inherent blissfulness or inherent joy built into it, like it is our very nature to feel joyful for no good reason. Reconnecting to that requires relaxing the talking mind a little bit, because the talking mind will question that and want us to have a reason to be happy. But it's good to do practices that just remind us of our happiness and then just sit and bathe in that feeling of inherent happiness. Now we're going to extend this practice and run into a second practice that I call the inner smile practice. This is a practice that is available in different traditions. I learned it primarily from a Taoist teacher from Wudang Mountain in China. And in that tradition, they believe that this smiling energy is something that you can use, not just feel inside of yourself, but direct to different places in your body or different things in your life. And it acts as a kind of a medicine when you focus it. They would also say that tension and negative feelings have the opposite effect. It's almost like a kind of a poison in us when we sit with anger or with resentment or with negative feelings. So it's good to watch that clear, return to our inner sunny disposition, our inner positive energy, and use that energy to cleanse ourselves and to heal ourselves. So we're going to focus this inner smile almost as if we were looking with smiling eyes at the different parts of our body. Think for a moment of how it feels when someone smiles at you, when their eyes are lit up with that feeling of them approving of you and liking you. Think of the look on their face as smiling. Worry less about the actual physical smile with your mouth and more about the spirit smile of your eyes, that feeling of brightness in your eyes that you would look at a young child with if you wanted them to feel good. And feel as though you can now inwardly look at the different parts of your body and shine that smiling energy into your own body. Begin with your feet. Look with smiling eyes into your feet and feel as though your feet are feeling the positive effect of that gaze. And an inner smile is awakening within your feet. A feeling of safety, a feeling of comfort, a feeling of being approved of, a feeling of being validated, that your existence matters. Now look at your entire lower body, from your hips down through your thighs and calves and down into your feet. Smile into this entire part of your body. If there's anything that is not feeling quite right, that's tense, anything that bothers you in these areas, feel as though the smile is comforting you, soothing you like a medicine, healing you. Smile now into your torso, smiling at all of your internal organs, your spine, your heart, your lungs, all the inner systems of liver, kidneys, stomach. Your digestive system feels this smile, this approval, this positive energy from your consciousness, feels appreciated, starts to function more effectively. All of your muscles are relaxing and feeling warmer, more at ease. Now smile into your arms and shoulders and up into your neck. Feel that all of these areas are receiving this inner smile. As though your very mind, your very consciousness can smile into the different parts of you. And now finally let that smile come to the mind itself and to the head. As you smile into your head, the physical parts of your head feel the blessings of this smile, this positive look. And your brow relaxes, your scalp relaxes, your eyes and cheeks and jaw relax. And you look now at your consciousness itself, the miracle of being an I. Realize the mystery that we walk around with all day of having a sense of self. And let that sense of self smile at itself, bringing a positive gratitude and appreciation for the miracle of consciousness itself. Now, as we finish this portion of the meditation, let your attention come to a place on your physical body that is between your two eyes, sort of at the tip of the base of your nose, where your nose comes up between the two eyes. There's a point that's sometimes referred to as the third eye. In China, they call this the heavenly heart. There are important glands in this area behind the forehead that, when stimulated, help the body to function more effectively. Master glands like the pituitary and the pineal a little further inside. By focusing on relaxing this area of your body, you feel that you bring this smile to the heavenly heart, to the third eye, the point where you might see a red dot if you were walking around in India. Now we're going to take one more step here, which is more of a Buddhist meditation of loving kindness. The idea that, and in this tradition, you don't have to believe in anything Buddhist if you don't want to, but I'm just borrowing from this tradition, so I'll explain it to you for a moment. They believe that this thought force can affect other things. So if you think of someone and wish them well, there's sort of an ability to actually have that reach them in some way. But whether you believe that or not, they believe at least as much that the blessing of others, the wishing well for others, the sending loving kindness to others is actually medicine for us too. There's something deep primal within us that when we are positive towards others, that's healing to us as well. So I want you to start by someone that has no question has your love. It could be even a pet. It could be a grandchild. It could be a spouse. It could be a friend. It could be someone out there in the world that you appreciate. But think of someone that already does, there's no work on your part. It's just someone that you easily can love. And imagine that you are sending them your best wishes. If you are an atheist, imagine this as an exercise in your consciousness that will help you to get into the vibration of wishing well, which will help your mind to be healthier. If you are more of a spiritual bent, imagine that this is like a prayer that you're offering well wishes for someone else through whatever you consider to be the divine power. Imagine that this well-wishing comes like an energy, like a light, like a smile that wraps around this person, and wherever they are now guided and protected. They are helped and healed. They are filled with an abundant energy of wellness for all aspects of their life. See them smiling, breathing deeply, relaxing into their being, as if something has been released in them by knowing that they're loved, by receiving this love from another. Now let that loving energy come to another focus, another person in your life, or another person in the world that you would like to be well. Could be someone close to you. It could be someone that you think is doing good work in the world that you want to wish well to. Could be someone or some group of someones that you know is having a hard time and you wishing them well. Feel that you're sending this light, this blessing light, this nectar light, this positive smiling energy, this approval, this healing light to this person or people. And they respond to it like someone responds when they feel the sunshine on their face or fresh air in their breath. They're relaxed and in a positive way rejuvenate. Everything within them feels safer and stronger. I'm going to give you a few moments to continue this on your own. Just let yourself roll through various people in your life. At the end, we will collectively reach everyone else in your circle, so don't worry about if you're missing anybody. We'll get everyone before we finish. But let your mind just land on people that you want to send love to, people that you would like to send healing to. And after imagining them in front of you, filled with light, filled with positive energy, filled with medicine that helps them, inspiration, guidance, teaching, protection, whatever they need to best be their own highest destiny, then move on to the next person. I'll leave you to go through these people in your mind in whatever order and whatever priority you wish for the next minute or two. I'll finish with the person that you are focusing your positive intention on. And then we're going to allow this positive intention to become broader. First, starting with your own inner circle. If there are any people in your own circle, friends, family, that you did not get to, feel as though you're reaching out to all of them now with a positive intention, a positive inner gaze, a loving kindness. Feel that the light goes out to each of them, the inner smile goes out to each of them. And each one of these people is feeling an ease, a safety, a strength, a protection, a guidance, a medicine to heal whatever is bothering them. Each one is gifted with good health, long life, abundant wealth, peace, prosperity, happiness, wisdom, guidance, whatever would best serve them. Now feel that your loving intention goes out beyond these people who you know, to people in the world who are suffering, to anybody who is in need, to people who are lonely, people who are sick, people who are frightened, people who are hurting in any way. And feel as if the loving intention that you're bringing is like a balm. You may think you're too small to make any difference, but imagine now that that's not the truth. The truth is that your loving intention is a very powerful thing, that each one feels it as if someone were actually looking at them with loving eyes. However far away they are, whatever their problem, feel as though some relief is being given to them, some guidance, some healing, some protection from the things that are harming them. Feel that this loving kindness goes out not just to the people who are most suffering in the world, but to people that are maybe acquaintances of yours that you don't know well. Beyond that, to people that you know of but don't really know, people in your neighborhood, in your city, in your country, in your world. Let this wave of loving kindness go out and embrace everybody. Let it embrace even any enemies or people who you think negatively of. And let your loving kindness embrace them in a way that does not in any way empower whatever it is that you find negative about them, but that only makes things better. Through wishing as a fellow human being that they be healed in whatever way hurts nobody and only helps them. Finally, as our final step, I want you to allow this loving kindness to turn back on you. Feel that positive energy return to you, for you too are a part of the world that you're blessing. And feel as though you are wishing well for yourself and bringing to yourself that healing light, that approval, that validation, that acceptance. Feel that you too are given good health, long life, abundant wealth, peace, prosperity, happiness, wisdom, guidance, protection. That you're being taught whatever you need to be taught, helped with whatever you need help with, guided to your own highest estimate, your own best self. And as we finish up now, feel as though this energy is moving through your entire body, heart, and mind, washing you clean with the loving energy of appreciation, gratitude, the inner smile, the inner acceptance. The innocence of a purely loving energy like you would feel with an animal or with a young child. Bring that now to yourself and to the whole world. And we'll finish where we started with the heart center, with the area of the body where the physical heart is, and feel like a small white light is placed there to be a healing source of loving kindness throughout your days into the future, lasting many days and continuing to benefit you and others around you as you walk through your life. When you're ready, start to return your awareness to the room. And after bringing your attention, follow with opening your eyes slightly, wiggling your fingers and toes, and coming back to the room. Give yourself a moment to reset. All right, welcome back. If any of you, I don't know if our host is coming back or if she's thinking that we're ending in another 10 or 15 minutes. Oh, there you are. So if anyone wants to unmute themselves to ask a question, you can go ahead. If you have a question or comment. Anybody? I put you all to sleep? All right, no questions?
I just want to say thank you very much. I feel so very relaxed and I want to go out, and I have more energy now than I had when I sat down, to say
That's
the least.
wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. Thank you for telling me.
Thank you, Paul.
And again, I actually have started directing some of my clients to the North Shore YMCA YouTube channel because there's now 6 or 8 of these practices. And if you ever want to just have, if you need to calm yourself or to cheer yourself up or to do something using meditation, if you want to have a daily practice, you can listen to a whole practice. You can find one that you really like and just skip to that part. You can explore what we've done over the past several years at the Y and find your favorite parts and use them as a private prop for your own practices if you like. As always, Nicole, do you have a screen with my email and such? I don't know if they gave you that.
They did, but it's not on this computer. If you just give me
Don't worry about it. It's not
I can
important.
pull it up.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I just want to let people know, as always, if there's something that you want to hear about in terms of meditation that we have not been covering, or if there is a question that you have, particularly if you have a question that you didn't feel comfortable saying in front of a group but you wanted to ask, you are always welcome to email me. That is my personal email. I get a lot, so sometimes I miss it. If you don't hear from me in a couple of days, send it again. But in most cases, I will get it and respond to you as quickly as I can. We have one more in this series, which will be, you find it, Nicole?
I am almost there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
If you're having trouble, just let me know. I can spell it out for them too.
Almost there. There we go. I think this is what you are looking for. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. Is this what you're looking for?
I don't think my email is on there, is it?
No, it doesn't look like your email is on.
No, they actually have the website on there, which you can use. There's a contact page on the website that goes through to my email. But it just says if you want to send a message, it doesn't say specifically it's my email, it's just on the contact page. But let me spell out the email for you just in case as well. It's mine. It's based on my name. It's P Nevin, PNEVIN at me.com. pnevin@me.com. So if you have a question or a comment, you're welcome to send me an email and I will try to respond to you. And if it sounds like something that other people might be interested in, I will anonymously mention it to the group the next time. We have one more session. I think it's on this usual timetable of the second. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's the second Tuesday of June. We will have our final in this series. And
It's June 8th.
June 8th, thank you. Same
You're
time,
welcome.
same bat
Yeah.
time, same bat channel.
Yes.
All right.
The email is pnevin@me.com.
Yes, me.com.
Okay. Do we need to sign up for the one on in June or how do we?
My guess is you're all on the list already, but I'm not sure.
Are we, Nicole?
I would check with Pam or the front desk to see if we have a registration going for it. I know there's nothing in our system. I think Pam is taking you guys and registering you.
Good. Okay. Good. Thank you.
And is it, Nicole, do you know, is it the same link every time?
I am unclear of that as well. I don't think it is. It gets tricky on Zoom when you do reoccurring links.
Right. I asked because I think Karen had sent me a thing saying that I would no longer, since I'm the host, I would no longer get the reminders. So she sent me a link to use in the future, and it seems like it's the same link each time. So if that's true, that means that even if we get to the date and you haven't received anything, at least try to use the link you already have because it might work.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a note and check with Karen and Pam. Okay. All right. Thank you, Paul.
All right, folks.
This concludes our YMCA Education Series presentation on behalf of North Suburban YMCA and our YES series. We thank you for supporting our organization and programs like this. A special thank you to Paul for speaking with us today. Programs like this one are free and open to everyone in our community. So if you enjoyed today's program and would like to support the YMCA, please consider helping with a donation at www.nsymca.org. We hope to see you at our next speaker series on May 12th on the topic of what's in a label, to code nutrition labels to make your best decisions, and it'll start at noon. Thank you guys and have a good day.
Thank you for hosting. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Nicole.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye, Franny.